Hello, you wonderful people. A very, very good evening to you. Hello, Grazie Laporta. Straight up. Grazie Laporta. Very good evening to Roy and his wonderful people. You are my wonderful people. If you're watching this live with me, you are wonderful people as well. How are you this fine and lovely evening? So, let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like your English is correct, but something feels missing? Quick question before we get started. Where are you watching from this fine evening? Hello. Good evening. Where are you watching from? Let me know where you're watching from. Now, just to tell you a little bit about this, here's tonight's topic. This is what we're talking about this evening. Stress and intonation in British English. Hello, Mara. Stress and intonation in British English. Let me know where you're watching from. Shian's here. Hello. Welcome. Madrid. Hello, Sarah. Welcome. Welcome, Manchester. People from all over the shop. All over the shop. Rosa from Peru. Fantastic. I can't complain. I could always complain. But no, I can't. I'm really well. Thank you very much. So, remember that this lesson will be live and available for at least 1 week. It's live and available here at least 1 week. And then after that, it will be added to something called the English Right Now community. If you want to learn a little bit more about the English Right Now community, I'll give you a link to a lesson in the description. See if I can post it here as well. Where is it? There it is. So I will give you the link here right now so you can see it as well. There'll be a link in the description as well if you're watching this a little bit later on. But this video will be added to the English Right Now community. It's an amazing library of all the lives I've ever done. But tell me very quickly, what do you struggle with more? The individual sounds or the stress and intonation? Stress and intonation or individual sounds? If it's stress and intonation, if it's type A or B, let me know in the comments, A or B. Individual sounds or stress and intonation? Which do you struggle with more? A, says Mara. Lots of people saying A. Lots of people say B, there's a B. So there's quite a division. A, people are saying with A and B. Well, did you know that stress and intonation could be one of the things that are completely holding you back? This is an undervalued skill. It is an undervalued skill. Every language has different stress patterns, intonation patterns, things like this. And in English, it's no different. Lots of people now saying B, B, B as well, B. Well, if you typed B, you're in for a treat. Because this is exactly what we're fixing today. Now, a lot of these things that we're talking about this evening, you can find, and much, much more on my course, The Ultimate British Pronunciation Guide. But I'll put a link in the description so you can find more about the courses. But tonight, we are focusing on stress and intonation. So, what are they? What are stress and intonation? A lot of people try to separate them into two very different things, and they are different. They're not the same thing. Stress and intonation is not the same thing. However, they work very much together. So it's like a pattern. I find it a bit weird to separate the two completely. They are very much two sides of the same coin. Stress is more of a technical thing, if you like. It's the emphasis placed on certain syllables within a word, which we call word stress. We'll go into that. Or words within a sentence. So English is a stress-timed language. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But English is a stress-timed language, which means that not every word is stressed in a sentence. And not every syllable is stressed in a word. If you compare that with something like Italian, which is a syllable-timed language, it is much more democratic with its flow. It's different. We do not stress every single word. That's what word stress and sentence stress is all about. But intonation is more about the rise and fall, the pitch of your voice. Is it high or is it low? And it's about conveying meaning, emotion, and structure. So I kind of say that stress and intonation, they work together. Stress is about successfully communicating the words or the message. whereas the intonation is kind of the emotion behind it. That's how they work together. It's a bit of a complicated structure, but let's show you something here. Let me say it in a very natural, well, actually, let me say it in a very robotic way. I'm going to pronounce every single word and syllable. I didn't say she stole the money. I didn't say she stole the money. I didn't say she stole the money. How did that sound? Did it sound natural or robotic? I didn't say she stole the money. How did it sound? Did it sound good? You maybe understood me, but did it sound pleasant? How did it sound? Robotic. Sarah's given an R for robotic. I guess that's an R for robotic. It was quite robotic and emotionless. It was, wasn't it? Yeah, bit boring, bit rubbish, not natural, not how we'd speak. Even if I say it very flat, I didn't say she stole the money. Like, keep it on one level. We call this monotone. I'm sure you have a similar word in many of your languages. Monotone. I didn't say she stole the money. I didn't say she stole the money. It's flat. It's boring. There's no emotion there. There's no drive. It's dull. You know these people. Like, imagine oh gosh, I've had a teacher in my life who taught like this. Today we're going to learn this subject. It's a very interesting subject. I'm sure you'll all be thrilled with it. You wouldn't stay here with me if I was talking about English like that. Okay, everybody, today we're going to talk about stress and intonation. It's a really fascinating subject. I'm sure you're really looking forward. You'd be like, oh, no, no, no. I'll find somebody else. Intonation, stress will help you sound a lot more fun, cool, natural, interesting. Now, yes, Mara's going like this. Thank you, Mara, for your feedback. I will take. It's dull, boring. Come on, I couldn't sit there. I don't want to teach like that. I don't want to sound like that. So, right, what can we do? Well, first of all, a natural speech pattern would sound there'd be a bit of rising and falling. Certain words would be stressed, and it would go down at the end. I didn't say she stole the money. I didn't say she stole the money. I didn't say she stole the money. That's how we'd say it naturally. But intonation in particular and emphasizing certain words is something that we can really play with. It's something that we can not only play with, but it can affect the meaning. It can affect the message. So I'm going to stress a certain word in a certain way. Is it unnatural? No. It depends what I want to say. I'm not going to do it unnaturally. I'm just going to do it in a way that really clearly demonstrates what I'm going to say. Now, listen to this. I didn't say she stole the money. I didn't say she stole the money. What's the message there? I didn't say she stole the money. I didn't say she stole the money. Which word am I stressing? Which word am I really emphasizing? I didn't say she stole the money. Oh, Mara, straight off the bat, boom. It wasn't me that said it. I'm stressing I. Hopefully you can hear me now, Sarah. Hopefully. I. So there, I'm sort of saying I didn't say it. It wasn't me. It was Mara that said it. I'm sorry, Mara, I'm picking on you. You're the first. I didn't say it. Someone else said it. Roy, you said she stole it. I didn't say it. Bloody hell, it was Steve or Bob or Dave. I don't know. Highlighting. If I stress didn't, it really changes everything. Listen to this. I didn't say she stole the money. That's like defensive. Like, I did not say that. That is absolutely what I did not do. You've accused me and you are wrong. I didn't say she stole the money. That's a different meaning. Now, what about this one? What if I stress the next word? I didn't say she stole the money. I didn't say she stole the money. What could that mean? What could that be implying? I didn't say she stole the money. Yeah, the second one is. It's like you've accused me. I implied it. Yeah, exactly. Maybe I hinted. I didn't say she stole the money. I just maybe said, you should look at her. Look in her bag. suggested it. Maybe I wrote it down. Maybe I'm being really pedantic. I didn't say exactly, Amal. I didn't say it straightforward. I just kind of gently hinted. So Amal's here, and somebody said, "You said Amal stole the money." I didn't say she stole the money. So now I'm stressing she. And there we can take it. Somebody said, "It's Amal." I said, "No, it's not her. It's David." I didn't say she stole the money. It was David. I'm changing. So by stressing that she, I'm changing it from one person to another, maybe. Okay. So lots of different things here we can do. Like, what happens if I stress the word stole? Tell me here. I didn't say she stole the money. No. I didn't say she stole the money. Maybe, what am I saying instead? What am I implying? What am I implying? She borrowed or hid it. Maybe she borrowed it without asking. I didn't say she stole it. I said maybe she borrowed it. Come on. Strong words. Strong words. Borrow is with an O, Isabel. Not borrow. Borrow is in the ground. Ridiculous language. So yeah, so I'm there kind of going there. But, I didn't say she stole it. That's a strong word. I'm saying maybe she borrowed it without realizing. She took it without realizing. These kind of things. I think Margaret's got my coat. Did she steal it? No, I didn't say she stole it. I think maybe she took it by accident, thinking it was her coat. You see, the would be very unnatural to stress, but I'd probably use the strong form, the. I didn't say she stole the money. A bit weird, but maybe I'm saying, like, I didn't say she said that the main money, just a bit of money from someone else. Bit weird. And if I stress money, then possibly I didn't say she stole the money. She stole the gold. So, I mean, that's a really weird thing. There you can change blame, you can change to defense, you can make corrections, you can imply suspicion. So, by stressing and emphasizing certain words, by altering your pitch, you can change the message. So, when students ask me which words should I stress, sometimes the answer is, which word do you want to really emphasize? Naturally, I didn't say she stole the money. I didn't say she stole the money. Would be natural. But maybe there are other things at play that you really want to convey with your emotion. In English, stress can mean contrast, it can mean meaning, it can mean focus. British English is not monotone, it is not this kind of thing, it is strategic. So, we need to talk first of all about word stress. So, English, as I said, is a stress timed language, which basically means we stress certain words, we'll talk about this, in a sentence, and certain syllables in a word. Stressed syllables are usually a bit longer, they're a bit clearer. The words can be a bit longer and a bit clearer. And sometimes they can be slightly higher in pitch or lower in pitch, depending on the speaker. So, in certain words, we stress certain syllables, and those syllables, well, we'll talk more about it. But word stress is something really important. In words with one or more syllables, so I put there too, two or more syllables, more than one syllable, basically. With words with more than one syllable is stressed more than others, and those syllables are usually a bit clearer, a bit longer, potentially, I don't want to say more important, but in words of two syllables or more, we stress a certain syllable more than others. So, let me give you here. Amazing. Amazing. And if I'm going to elongate it, I'm probably going to elongate to give a bit more emotion, I'm going to elongate that stress syllable. That is amazing. That's the second syllable. Amazing. Amazing. You can hear I kind of go down a bit. Amazing. I sometimes move my body down so you can feel it. Sometimes we clap. Amazing. We're going to do a bit of that. Amazing. Amazing. computer, computer, second syllable again. If I stress the first, computer, computer, doesn't sound right. It's going to get lost. The meaning's going to be not inferred correctly. I'm sorry, what? Computer? Computer is difficult to do because I'm breaking a habit of a lifetime. Emotion. 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 Second syllable is stressed. So let's play a bit of a game. How many syllables are in this word? I'll say it for you. Development. Development. How many syllables and which syllable is stressed? Hello, Jolene. Hello, Bernardo. In this word, there are 4 syllables. Development. Which syllable is stressed? Stress is on the first E. It is. No. It's on the second syllable, grazie la porta. So it's not on the first E, it's on the second E. Development. So it's not development, it's development. The second syllable is stressed. I could even reduce it down to a schwa. It sounded a bit weird, but I'd say development. Development. So it's not development, it's development. Second syllable is stressed. Well done if you got that right. 4 syllables. Well, we can. Isn't that just how the words are pronounced, though? Well, there are certain patterns. We're going to talk about that as well. Agnieszka says 4 syllables, second stressed. Yeah. Don't worry. I typed. It's typed. The word is typed. So there it is. Development. What about this? How many syllables in this word? Please. I'm not going to say this word. I want you to tell me how many syllables. Is it 2, 3, or 4? If you're feeling very confident, you could write X syllables, stress on the. Amal said 3. Rosella said 3. Grazie Laporta said 2, 3 syllables first. Stresses, Mara. She's gone for it. Shan says 4 syllables. Okay. Lots of people saying 4 seconds stress syllable. Okay. 3 syllables stress in the middle. Okay. A lot of people saying 3. So I'll tell you now, there are 3 syllables in this word. There are. It is not interesting or anything like that. It is, you are inspired. It is interesting. Interesting. Straight away, boop, 3 syllables, stress on the first. Absolutely. If I say it on the second, it becomes interesting. Interesting. No. Interesting. Interesting. Stress on the first. Interesting. Not interesting. And certainly not interesting. That sounds really weird. Stress on the first. Interesting. Ha. Another word. How many well, just tell me the syllables and I'll tell you the stress. Tell me the syllables and tell me the stress. Depends where you are in the country. I would pronounce it ing, not inga. And certainly not interesting. Oh, because she's gone stress 3, stress in the middle. 3, says Amal. 3 syllables first. Oh. Isabel's gone for 3 on first. Rosella's gone 3 on first. Somebody's gone 4. Right. If you said this word has 4 syllables, you are correct. If you said this word has 3 syllables, you are correct. This word can be pronounced with 4 or 3 syllables. I've got both of them here for you. Both of them, though, have stress on the first. So it could be comfortable, comfortable. 4 syllables, stress on the first. Personally, I say it with 3. Comfortable, comfortable, comfortable. Stress on the first syllable. If I put it on the second, it would be comfortable. I'm just trying to work it out. Comfortable. So it's not comfortable. That is so comfortable. It's comfortable. Comfortable. Stress on the first. Personally, I say it with 3. You can say it with 4, though. So whether you say comfortable or comfortable, stress on the first. But it's your choice, really. That one. Oh, there we go. How many syllables in this word, and where's the stress? Ed Sheeran sings about this, doesn't he? Keep the love in a photograph. Stress is on the first in comfortable. That's it, Agnieszka. Stress on the first. So I'm getting confused as to which one is which. So we'll go there. Photograph. 3 syllables, stress on the first. It's like my way of pronouncing comfortable. Comfortable photograph. Comfortable photograph. 3 syllables, stress on the first. I'm going to do a bit of a test here. Here's one for you. Here's one for you. So a photograph is the thing. 3 syllables, stress on the first. The person who takes a photo, maybe professionally, or a photograph professionally, is this word. Is the stress still on the first syllable or not? Tell me. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Is it photographer? Photographer? Photograph. I can't just tell. No, says Mara. 4-2, says Monica. 4. Second. This is something we call shifting stress. Shifting stress. So it becomes photographer. A photographer takes a photograph. A photograph. A photographer takes a photograph. The stress changes to the second syllable. We can talk about that. Shifting stress can also change the meaning. So, okay. So let's talk very quickly about shifting stress. Shifting stress is where it moves. Now, it can change. Words can maintain the same spelling, but the stress pattern can change depending on whether it's a verb or a noun. That's changing stress. So certain words will be spelt one way as a noun and one way as a verb, completely the same, but the stress is different. We're going to talk about this. Other ways that stress changes is when, like, we add a suffix or a prefix or something like this. It, added something like that. So here we added the letters er to photograph to make it photographer. So it's the same way that teach becomes teacher. But we don't have doc and doctor. No, it doesn't work for all of them. Plum, plumber. So shifting stress can also change in certain ways as well when we want to convey a different message. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. So here, I'll give you a clue. 2-syllable word. In this word here, which syllable is stressed? Which syllable in this word is stressed? Remember about changing, shifting stress. Okay. Boriana says stress on the first. Elena says stress on the second. We've already got a disagreement for this word that's on the board right now. First, says Isabel. Okay. Boom. Monica. Depends on the type of word here. First as a noun. Oh, somebody's caught me. Somebody's caught me. If you said the first syllable of this word is stressed, you are right. If you said it's the second syllable, you are right. And that's because when it's a verb, we have project. This could mean to emit one's voice or an image out. So we project a film onto a screen. The cinema projects a film. We can also project potential financial results for a company. That's where we get the word projections from. Project, stress on the first, is the noun, and that means a thing that you're working on. Completely different meanings. Project, project. If you use the wrong stress in a sentence, it'll sound a bit weird, and you could mislead your listener. And there are worse ones than this. Project. If you throw something, you project it. Bit of a weird usage. But a project is something you work on. Now, this isn't a golden rule. It's a kind of rough idea. Most two-syllable nouns or adjectives, stress on the first, project, and most two-syllable verbs, stress on the second. Doesn't work for all of them because we have things like hotel. It's not hotel, it's hotel. It doesn't work for all of them, but it is a kind of rough idea. It gives you a pattern. It gives you that students love a rule. You love a rule. It's not a rule, it's a kind of vague guide. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not the teacher that will lie to you. So here's another example. Here's another example. Did I put them? Yep. Object is a noun. Object is a verb. What's the meaning of the noun and the verb? That's a nice object. Where did you buy that object? I object, Your Honor. What are the differences in meanings here? What's the difference if I stress object, object? Can anybody tell me? I'll move on in a second if no answers are forthcoming. If you are objecting to this line of questioning. Okay. Oh. Yes. Thing. There's Mara. So an object is a thing. You should never treat a person like an object. This is an object. Just a vague word for a thing. I've got lots of objects. They're Lego. Object is to basically push back against something, potentially a question or a course of action. I object to this idea. It's like say no to it. It's very formal. Oppose. There you go. There you go. Completely changes the meaning. And we have it here with certain words. Here, the meanings don't change, really. We have a decrease or decrease. Import, import. Refund, refund. Permit, permit. They both have the same meaning, depending on they go with the noun verb pattern. Permit is a noun. Permit is a verb. Don't change the meaning at all. But there are an awful lot of words that do change the meaning. The top one, desert, stress on the first. The Gobi, the Sahara, the Atacama. Sure, you can name other deserts. It's an area without water, usually covered in sand. Desert, that's a noun. Dessert. Sounds like the thing we eat, but when we spell it like this, it means to abandon. Often we refer to soldiers in the army. If they leave without permission, they desert. They have deserted. Change of meaning. Desert, desert. You cannot say, I am going to the Gobi Desert. Doesn't sound very tasty. And a soldier cannot desert his post. Pervert. Can't believe I put this word in here. Pervert is maybe somebody who's a bit creepy and a bit sexually inappropriate. Oh, he's a bit of a pervert. Maybe he makes comments like this kind of thing. Makes you uncomfortable. Makes you ugh. Pervert can mean to change the course of something for negative reasons. Usually, criminals will pervert the course of justice. In other words, they will stop an investigation. It's called perverting the course of justice. Very different meanings. Still both not appropriate, but very different. Present is something that you want to receive. A present is like a gift. Present, it can mean give a in a meeting we have those kind of slides like oh, this is my projection figures, blah 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 blah. That is to present. We often it's to give a kind of presentation. It's a hard word to say without saying the word presentation, but you give a kind of in a meeting, you give a display of a kind of all the Google slides and the PowerPoint. That's a presentation. You present the presentation. And the last one, minute, is 60 seconds. There are 60 of them in an hour. But if you stress the second syllable, minute, it means very small. That is a minute amount of time. A minute is a minute amount of time. There is a whole, well, we won't go into it now, but there is a whole wonderful lesson right there. So if you stress the wrong syllable in a word like pervert, it might sound completely change the meaning. If you ask your colleague at work, oh, would you like to present? Oh, yes, please. No, I mean present in the meeting. You mean was I there? That can also mean that as well. I am present. Present means there. You're all present for this class. Are you present in the meeting? Yes, I'm there. No, I mean, are you present? Oh, you mean am I going to present? Confusing. Stress the wrong syllable, you will cause confusion. Again, English is a stress-timed language. And that means that not every single syllable is stressed. This is different to Italian. The way that we say cappuccino is very different to an Italian's flowing, beautiful gemination with those P's and those C's, like cappuccino. It's beautiful. It flows. It's magical. It flows like a good cappuccino. But that's not how we say it. We don't stress every syllable. We also don't stress every word. And that is called sentence stress. Sentence stress is where we stress certain words. Well, let me give you a definition. It's where we stress certain words that you need to hear in the sentence. That's the key to it. Not every word in a sentence is stressed. Otherwise, it starts to sound like that robotic kind of thing. I didn't say she stole the bag. Becomes robotic, becomes unnatural, becomes awful. No, I didn't say she stole the bag. That's when I stress every single word. And it's hard to listen to, and a lot of people do it. A lot of learners do it. They stress every single word. We usually only stress the content words. These are the nouns, the main verbs, the adjectives, and the adverbs. Those are examples. We stress the words you need to hear. We stress the words that give meaning. Nouns give meaning. Main verbs give meaning. Adjectives give meaning. Adverbs give meaning. They tell the story of what the sentence is. We do not stress function words. Not usually. Prepositions, pronouns, articles, auxiliaries. These are the words in between, the grammar words, the words that make up the sentence. We stress the words that give the meaning. We do not stress the words that do not give the meaning. Let me give you this sentence. Which words are important in this sentence that's on the board right now? Which words do you need to hear? What's the most important word and what's the most important other words in that sentence? What words, if you remove them, would ruin that sentence? Burger is important. Burger is always important. I'm really hungry now. Burger, burger. Eating, burger. Eating, burger. Do we need I? Well, not really pronouns, not normally. So let me show you. I'm eating a burger. I'm eating a burger. It does depend to a certain case, but let's be dramatic. You could overly stress a word we don't normally stress, but you can't totally understress or remove the stress from a word you need. That's where it becomes complicated. So I could say, I'm eating a burger. I'm eating a burger. I am eating a burger. You could, I'm eating a burger. Good. But let me show you how you know which words you need. Let's work backwards. Let's remove the words one by one. I'm eating a. I'm eating a. You're left with a question. I'm eating a what? A burger? A hot dog? A camel? I don't know. So we need that word burger, otherwise the sentence sounds incomplete. I'm eating a burger. I'm eating a what? If I remove the word a, listen to it. I'm eating burger. Mate, I'm eating burger. Okay, it doesn't sound grammatically perfect, but you understood what I'm doing. If I remove the word eating, I am a burger. I'm a burger. You're left with questions. What, making one, cooking one, cleaning one, throwing one away? I don't know what you're doing. You need that verb. If I get rid of the word am, I eating a burger. Still makes sense. If I get rid of the word I'm eating a burger. Still makes sense. The words you need are the verb, the main verb, and the noun. The main verb is eating. The burger is the noun. And interestingly, we don't often say I am, we say um. We contract it and make it a I'm eating. I'm eating. A lot of these words we don't stress, like these words like the prepositions and the kind of um many articles. They not well articles as well, but pronouns. That's the word I wanted. Thank you. So no, I'm thanking myself. They have strong forms and weak forms. Now, if I read you the strong forms of those words on the board right now, they sound like this: to, of, a, and, can, have. To, of, a, and, can, have. But they all have weak forms. Instead of being pronounced to, we often say to. Instead of saying of, we often say of or we simply reduce it down to a sound. Instead of a, we say like a schwa again. Instead of and, we say un or und. Sounds a bit more Germanic there. Instead of can, we say can. Instead of have, we say of or of. We often reduce these forms down to their weak form. So instead of I went to the shop, we have I went to the shop. 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 We don't stress every word. We have weak forms. So we stress went and shop, but we have weak forms of t. I went to the shop. T. If you are saying I went to the shop, it doesn't sound natural. It sounds very clunky. Something that so many learners, they do. They don't reduce their sounds down. Instead of I, they say, sorry, instead of that first word, they'll say I instead of ah. Quite commonly pronounce it as ah or I went to the shop. I went to the shop. This word, or 4 words, is not a cup of tea. It is a cup of tea. A cup of tea. A cup of tea. Do not pronounce the word of like of. Pronounce it as a schwa. A cup of tea. Cup of tea. I hope you're repeating this with me. A cup of tea. A cup of tea. If you say a cup of tea, you sound Victorian, not contemporary. A cup of tea. Here, in this, you need to remember that to is pronounced t. T. Again, to go to the. I want to go to the. Now, commonly we'll pronounce wanna because it's not that important. I want to go. I want to go to the shop. I want to go to the shop. But here we're going to have a little bit of a practice. We're going to clap the important words. We're going to clap. We're going to clap on want, go, shop. I want, go, shop. I want to go to the 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 shop. Okay, clap with me. Make sure you're not on a bus. Please don't be on public transport. This will be insane if you are. This is the number 3 to Holborn. I want to get. Don't do that. If you're in your own homes and your cats are secure, your cats don't look at you like you're crazy. You're sitting there, your dogs, your cats are secure. Clap with me, okay? I want to go to the shop. 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 There is a rhythm there. Hopefully, it's not deafening you because of this microphone. I apologize. I want to go to the shop. I want to go to the shop. This is the moment where I find out the audio and the visuals aren't synced, and you think I'm clapping different words. I want go shop. Tell me you're doing this with me. Clap. Are you doing this with me? I want to go to the shop. It's a bit exaggerated right now. You might be thinking this is insane, Roy. Well, it is a bit. But this is how you practice. You take it up first and you bring it back down later. Are you practicing? Marie Christine is clapping. Yes, says Monica. Monica's there going, I want to go to the shop. I'm only worried that some of the members of the course are on the tube. This is the Northern line. I want to go to the. Well, bloody go then. You're possibly too clapping. You're too much clapping to answer this. Want go shop. Yes. Sound Italian. Yeah, but we are overstressing it right now. I want to go to the shop. 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 What you should hear. I want to go to the shop. Okay? Want to go to the shop. Want to go to the shop. Here we have. Oh, my hands are stinging. Hopefully, you've been a bit more sensible. I've been like, wow, really battering my hands. Your husband's told you to go. Just take my credit card, darling, and go. Here. What are the most important words here? Yeah, grazie la porta, they do. Beginner students pronounce every single word, and even advanced students, they'll still pronounce those prepositions and those words like to and of as to and of rather than to and of. It's common. To, not to. Which are the most important words here? I wouldn't say I is particularly important, Gertrude Porter, but you're right with bin and Paris. When we say bin, Paris. Stressed, bin, Paris is Marta. Rosella, bin, Paris. Bin, Paris, the most important words. They are. And I'm going to show you something magical. Don't need two, Roberta. Don't need that. Get rid of that. We often pronounce it as bean or bin. Doesn't really matter. That I have, we often contract it and make it more like of bin. I've been. I've been to Paris. 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 It's like that. It's like a train. I've been to Paris. I've been to Paris on the Eurostar, apparently. Listen to that intonation. We're going to talk about intonation in a moment. If I say, I've been to Paris, sounds like a fact. Been to Paris, sounds like a question. Been to Paris. Been to Paris. Been Paris. And this is our next step. Intonation patterns in British English. Okay, so standard intonation, we have falling intonation. This is when our voices go down. We often use this within statements when we're certain. Hey, I've been to Paris. Go down at the end. I've been to Paris. Do it with commands. Oh, just do it, will you? Go down. WH questions like who, what, when, where, why. When did you go to Paris? Oh, when did you go to Paris? I live on the Isle of Wight. It's a fact. I go down at the end. It's a statement. Where are you from? Down at the end. It's a WH question. We use rising intonation when the answers are yes or no. Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it? Been to Paris. Been to Paris. And we use, well, there we go. Do you like tea? Do you like tea? However, there's a standard pattern here. We use certainty. When we're certain of something, we use a falling tone. We also use a rising tone when we're unsure or being a bit polite. And we use a fall and rise when there is a more subtle meaning, maybe a bit of hesitation. Notice there, falling, certain. I love teaching English. Rising tone, I love teaching English? Sounds like I need validation. Fall, rise, or even rise, fall. I love teaching English, but it's always a bit of something. There's a bit more hesitation. I love teaching English, but the thing is that at the end of the day, sometimes there is a hidden meaning. Personally, I'm going to go for the first one. I love teaching English because I do. I love teaching you guys. You guys are the reason I get up in the morning, to be honest. There you go. I'm admitting my love. Now, look here. You're coming. You are coming. If you put it in 3 words, contract it, come down to you're coming. Listen how changing the intonation, the intonation and stress, but mainly the intonation, can really affect things. Yes, you're coming. Yes, you're coming. So maybe there's a party. And oh, am I invited? Yes, you're coming. 100% you're on the guest list. You're coming. It's like a certainty. If I deliver it quite flat, by the way, it sounds very enthusiastic. Oh, you're coming. No emotion there. But I go from middle to bottom, you're coming. Don't worry, you're coming. 100%, you're coming. There is no question. Rising sounds a bit more like a question. You're coming? You're coming? You're coming on Friday? Yeah, to the party. Yeah, you're coming? Yeah. Okay. Woof. So yes, no question. So there's a difference between you're coming and you're coming. Full rise, you're coming. sounds a bit more hesitant, like, I'm not entirely sure. You're coming. And there's an element of security, safety there. Excited high pitch. Oh my God, you're coming. See the difference? You're coming. You're coming. You're coming. You're coming. Difference. Everything changes with those sounds. Sometimes with British English, there is a mm, hidden meaning. Now, I could say, yes, it's quite good. Sounds a bit more open, a bit more positive. But if there's a kind of fall and rise, it's going to sound a bit different. Yeah, I mean, it's quite good. It's quite good, especially with that little pause. Pauses are everything. Yeah, I mean, it's quite good. That changes from yes, it's quite good to yeah, it's not great. Yeah, it's quite good. Means surprisingly good. To it's quite good. Michelle says, "You're coming on you." Depends if I depends on what I depends whether I know the answer or don't. If it's not a question, you're coming, aren't you? That's almost like a certainty. Sound like a real comedian. Sound insane, apparently. So that's not really a question. Oh, Michelle, you're coming, aren't you? Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah. I already thought I knew the answer. No surprise. But if it's a genuine question, I need to go up. You're coming, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I'm looking for validation. Rising intonation often asks for validation of some sort, an answer, reassurance, these kind of things. It's quite good. Doesn't sound positive. It sounds slightly negative. The culture of British English, we often play with intonation. How we say something is often culturally more important than what we're saying. And this is why students get a bit stuck on words like quite, because they'll say, what does quite mean? Well, it depends what we're saying, how we're saying it. There is a fundamental difference between that's quite good and yeah, it's quite good. This is everything. How you use your intonation will tell everything because in Britain, melody often softens the meaning. If I say, I like Dave. Oh, I like Dave. He's great. But if I say it a bit differently, I like Dave. He's great. It's ambiguous. It's not ambiguous if you hear the words. If you listen for the individual word, you're not going to get the meaning. If you listen to the tone, the intonation, the pitch, the stress, you're going to get the meaning. British people use intonation to convey a message. Culturally, it is a politeness strategy. Do you like Dave? Yeah, I mean, I like him. I don't love him, but you know, it changes everything. Most learners, they focus on individual sounds. That's a big problem. They also fear exaggerating. They keep their pitch quite narrow. Yes, I like it, but it's not the best. And they don't reduce weak forms. These are the big no-nos. They focus on individual sounds, they fear exaggerating, they keep their pitch narrow, and they don't reduce weak forms. Okay, focusing on individual sounds. So many students say, Roy, what's the difference between these two words on the board right now? They are hyper focused on these words because they're terrified of swearing. But I'll tell you now, one of those two words has two pronunciations. And it's the first one. Can as the strong form, but naturally we say can. The second one is can't with that long R vowel sound. Can't. However, elision of t, we quite commonly drop the t, and it can become can and can't. Can and can't. can and can't. They're not tricky, but if you're listening for those individual words, if you are using your patterns correctly, these words aren't going to bother you as much. Don't focus on those individual sounds. Likewise, if you say, I mean, I like coffee, but I prefer tea, that sounds like an elementary student's pronunciation there. If you don't move your voice, it's going to sound robotic. Which one sounds better? I mean, I like coffee, but I prefer tea. Which sounds better? It's the second one. I'm not going to ask you to do that. If I'm a bit more hesitant that I'm being rude, I mean, I like coffee, but I prefer tea. You know, it's kind of my thing. Each to your own. Not my cup of tea. Don't really use that. But there you go. So this intonation can change everything. It's not what we say, it's how we say it. It sounds like some relationship advice. It's not what they say, how they say it. But it's true. Don't focus on the individual sounds. You need to know the sounds to pronounce the words correctly. But when you're listening, don't hyper focus. Don't panic whether you're saying can, can't as much as can't. Wow, there we go. So here we have I can do it. Standard intonation. I can do it. 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 Repeat after me. I can do it. Remember, there's a little of intrusive w between do it. So it's do it. What? Sounds like Emperor Palpatine. Do it. I can do it. I can do it. I'm reducing the can down to can. I can do it. Falling intonation. I can do it. I can do it. Stress the do. I can do it. I can do it. Play with it. Instead of falling on the it, fall on the really pump the do. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Stress different words. Play with it. You could say, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Play with it. Yes, we can. It's going back to Obama time, isn't it? And then if you want to change it again, you could go a bit down. I'm not sure. I can do it. I can do it. Yeah, sure. God, you sure? Me, I can do it. If I come in here as a teacher, the way I say I can do it, if I'm being serious, will change everything. Put that up in a minute. If I come in here all weak and hesitant, using my upwards intonation, today we're going to learn some pronunciation, and I think you're going to be happy. I think you're really going to enjoy it. It's not as confident as I think you're really going to enjoy it. You're going to learn today what you're going to see, and I'm going to teach you this and that. It's the difference between confidence and lack of confidence. And you can really play with this sentence to really practice. In fact, tonight, exaggerate your pronunciation, your intonation by 20%. Take it up. I never say I can't do it, but there it is. I always believe I can do it. But the negative one, if you want to be negative, I can't do it. I can't do it. I drop that t illusion. You can play with this sentence. I didn't say she stole the bag. I didn't say she stole the bag. And you can record yourself and listen back. Exaggerate. Take it up. It will feel dramatic. And eventually, when you take it back down, it will sound natural. Are you going to try with this sentence, or I can do it? Are you going to try this sentence? Practicing with your intonation. Let me know, yes, if you are going to do it. I want to know. Because I believe you can do it. Now, a lot of the things we've talked about are all on the Ultimate British Pronunciation Guide. You can find a link in the description for more information. I'm not going to tell you about it right now. But pronunciation isn't about sounding, I don't know, posh like Downton Abbey. Pronunciation is about being understood. It's about confidence. It's about control. When you control stress and intonation, you don't just speak English, you lead the conversation. If you do want a structured training in rhythm, melody, linking, the sounds, the natural British flow, that is exactly what we do, what we train inside my pronunciation program, the Ultimate British Pronunciation Guide. If you do want to learn more about that, I'll put a link here as well. Right now, but there's also a link down below in the description. I want to say thank you very much for joining me this evening. I want to say it's been an absolute pleasure teaching you to be more confident with your stress and your intonation. It's a massive subject. There's a lot on the course that I've talked about. But from me today, I just want to say thank you so much for spending your Thursday evening with me. Well, for some of you, it might be morning or afternoon. But wherever you are in the world, I want to say thank you very much for spending some time with me. And I will see you in the next class. Take care.